It should start receiving a stream in a moment. And I can go live. And I'm just going to refresh that page. All will be revealed in a moment. Thank goodness. On Amazon, thank you. We should be there in a second, and I'm still waiting for the signal to come through. And it does say that we're live, but I'm not seeing us actually on the Amazon page. Let's take the card off and come to hide the card. Okay. Hello, Marco.
Hello?
Right. Okay. So we have sound and vision. We're live somewhere. I'm still waiting for it to actually come through on the page. So I'm just going to refresh the page again. And it's still coming. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's still got the picture on. Live stream will begin soon. But on my desktop, on my iPad, it's actually showing that we're live.
Sometimes it takes a little bit.
Thank you for the reassurance. We'll just wait for
yeah. Sometimes it takes a little bit to come through Amazon Live.
Okay.
So let me see.
Okay, so
we are live. We are live.
Oh, right.
We are live on Amazon as well.
Brilliant. We've had what can best be described as an interesting few minutes, and thank you, Marco, for keeping me cool whilst we were doing that. And we'll say hello to our good friend Harper, and Harper is saying that we're live. Okay, thank you, Harper, much appreciated. Now, just a word of explanation aimed at everybody really, is that if you're going to go live on Amazon, it's a learning experience. Amazon Live is different from anywhere else. It's the best. It's more exciting, as Marco will compare in a moment. But you have to remember to do just one thing before you go live from the BeLive studio, and that is to make sure that you're in 720p. So you're not in high definition, just in HD. And that's where I went wrong, Marco. One mistake, and we are running a little bit late, but never mind. I mean, this is the whole thing about live, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's something that our audience should have in mind. It's that good things they take a while to be prepared. So
well, you can do all the preparation, which I tried to do, but then you forget one thing. And I was live in the hour before, and the problem was that my settings were for Facebook and YouTube. I need to change them to be good for Amazon. So that's a lesson. That's the first lesson of the day. Now, as we go along, now we're doing lights, camera, action today. The emphasis being on camera, but I don't want you to unbox it now. But I heard a rumor you've got a new microphone.
Yes, it is. It's here. It will be unboxed in a 1 hour and a half, more or less. Okay, right. And this is an amazing toy. Okay, I'm looking forward to try it. I was kind of following his older brother, the SM7B, sure. Mm-hmm. It's another kind of monster, that one. Okay, and then I think it was kind of 1 year ago, this came up, the MV7, mm-hmm. And I think, oh my god, this is something. I just read some reviews about the microphone, and I said, okay, I think this could be a nice option, and I just bought it last Friday. No, Saturday morning. Okay, and it arrived today. Amazon Live. It's Amazon. It's they work really good for Prime members, and So I will be unboxing him for in a few hours.
You're showing great patience in actually receiving something over the weekend and waiting to open it. I mean, I've got to say, as soon as I get a box, it's open, but I'm going to have to learn not to do that.
Well,
And
believe me, it's not. It's been quite a waiting, you know. because for instance, I had under my eye this microphone for a while, and I said on Saturday I wake up Saturday very early, and oh, we have Nick on Amazon. Hello, Nick, how are you? And I said, okay, I will. I'm not able to wait anymore, so let's buy this.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't I understand, but I'm going to have to work towards that, because when I get anything new, I actually want to open it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting. I can wait.
Right, and I think it's because I'm using the wrong link. That's why I can't see it. I'm using the wrong link. Right, okay, I'll sort that out in a moment. But I just always want to get things underway. And this is a learning experience. I mean, you've been live now here for, when did you first start, Marco?
I think it was. Let me see. My first live was with someone from UK. Someone called Mr. Stephen Healy. It was in the early March, I think. Let me check. Let me check when was the first one. It was in the 7th of March.
Yeah.
And it was with you. My first one.
Yes.
And since then I made, let me see, 50 53 live streams.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you're obviously going
So-
live more than once a week. When do you find it's the best time to go live?
Well, Stephen, there's lots of things we should consider about this, because there's a kind of a challenge here is who is broadcasting, okay?
Yeah.
Because for instance, there are so many stars on Amazon Live, okay, and when they come, somehow they can get all the audience, okay, because people like to interact with their stars.
Oh yeah.
Also, we have Harper joined the party on Amazon as well. And the thing about Amazon, and this is important for you and for Nick as well, is that once you reach that 90 minutes broadcasting and you apply to become an insider, and hopefully you will get approved, you will be able to appear on products page with your lives, okay?
Right.
And this is something that you should have in mind, because this also, it's competed, okay? For instance, if there's a bigger than you broadcaster and you're competing to the same products page, maybe he will get the
Yeah.
space.
Okay.
So that it's difficult to say when is the best time to broadcast. I think that, for instance, from this time, starting at this time and later, it's a good time, okay? Because starting really soon could be when people in America are sleeping, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't think they are buying while they sleep.
Well, no. You can sell whilst you're asleep. You can't buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
yes, this could be, and also sometimes it's good to see to make a circle around and see who's broadcasting, okay, and who and for instance, take a look at the pages, the product pages that you want to have in the carousel to see. And I'm talking when you will become an insider, because right now, as a rising star, just go live and that's it. Just go live and that's it. Reach the 90-minute mark. Okay.
Brilliant.
But then it's good sometimes to see, okay, let's see if there's people on this products page. Okay. Because there's another thing. Besides the 40 products you have in the carousel, okay, you may appear in related products to that, the ones you have in the carousel. For instance, I can show you this. Okay, let me see. It's hard. Okay, I will show my mic. Okay, so for instance, I have this MV7 Shure microphone in my carousel. Even though I may not have more microphones from this brand in the carousel, I may appear, maybe, in other Shure microphones page. Okay, or also another brand's microphone related to the Shure microphone. Okay, and this is how you get higher audience. Okay, and when we talk about audience in Amazon, we are talking about thousands of people.
Yeah.
Okay, because we know how we struggle to have dozens of people on other platforms like YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or Twitch, or Twitter. Okay, on Amazon, we are talking about real good numbers. For instance, when I made my shows in Prime Days, the first one I made around 2 hours, I think I got around 26,000 people at the end.
Wow.
We are talking about amazing numbers.
All right, and just say thank you to Harper for posting the link. And Harper's just posted a link in Messenger, and you can see it there, Chris. So the link is now in Messenger, and thank you, Harper. And I can actually now, I've got to tell you that I'm so excited by all this, and things didn't go right at the beginning, but so many things to actually organize, and I put StephenHealy.live and I directed it to the wrong place. So I'm learning. There's two things I've learned today. So,
well, yeah, because you need to remove you should not use the whole link. There's something you just have to copy till a certain part of the link.
Yeah.
Okay, I can tell you. I can say because I'm not sure which part it is that you didn't need to have it. Okay, let me see if I can log in on my.
Okay. Right. Well, whilst Marco's doing that, I'll give Marco a chance to do the background. Okay, this is only my second outing on Amazon. I'm learning all the time, made a few mistakes today, which will be corrected in the third broadcast. But it is different, as Marco said. This is different from going live on Facebook and YouTube. We do that every day during the week. Well, I do. So Amazon Live is something special. And of course, you want to get it right. And then things don't always go right, as we know in live broadcasting. And I now have the page that I'm live on. So I want to say thank you to Harper, and thank you to Chris. And both Harper and Chris are actually watching twice, I think, which is very kind.
They love us. They love us so much.
I think when you're doing the early broadcasts somewhere, you do need help, and we're part of a great group of people who all broadcast together every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and it's just great to have good friends who will help and make sure that things go smoother than they would have done. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do, because I haven't done this before, I'm going to press something on the carousel and see what happens on Amazon. Now, of course, I do know that we've got a 20-second delay. because I'm learning. So when I press something on the carousel on the iPad, it will show on Amazon. Is that it? Or...
It will highlight. It will highlight the product in
right.
Amazon.
Okay, got it. Understood. Right. Okay. Well, it's taken us 25 minutes to actually get where we are. So now we can start the show for real. This is lights, camera, action. the emphasis on cameras today. And we're going to be looking at several cameras. We're going to start at sort of $70 mark, and then we're going to go up to the $2,000 mark. And I suppose the camera that I've got displayed at the moment, which is a Logitech, most broadcasters actually use Logitech. But the camera most people start off with, Marco, is the C920.
Yes. I'm still using the C920. Okay, let me see if I can show you my C920. Oh, okay, I'm using it to my reviews. Okay, I have it pointed to my desk. Okay, as you can see, it has a very good image. Okay, even though she's becoming very old, I think this camera should have at least 7 years. Okay, and it still have a very good image. Okay, I put it here to point to my desk, so when I'm doing reviews,
yeah,
okay, and now I'm here I can show people the products. And so I use it. I'm using this camera because it has a very good image.
Yeah. Well,
another thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Another thing, I was struggling because I was using a cheaper camera. This one. Let me see if it's working. No, it's not that one. Okay, maybe I think it's this. Yes, this one. But the problem with this is that you should to focus, and the image is not that good as the C920. You can't. She doesn't focus automatically. Okay, so then I changed and I put the C920 because she focus automatically, as you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, and for this kind of job, I want the camera to do. It's the best way to do it.
I mean, C920. I mean, I used the C920 for 4 years. First 4 years of broadcasting, it never let me down. It still works today. And if you're thinking about live broadcasting for the first time, or you're broadcasting onto Amazon Live like we are now, then the C920 has got to be, it's the workhorse. It's the one, as I say, 80% of the people choose. And it's so simple and easy to use. There is an additional piece of software you can get there, Marco, isn't the Logitech software for the camera itself?
Yes. It's very useful. Okay, because it allows you even more control on the web camera. Okay, so this is something that it will add extra features to your camera, and this is good. Also, it allows, even for instance, if you don't want to go live and you just want to record some videos or tutorials or something, and it allows also to record the screen. So it's a very interesting, and to bring filters to your broadcast and this kind of things. So it's a very useful software. Yes.
Yeah. It does. It allows you to zoom in and out. It allows you to actually pan up and down. It allows you a second source. So the camera, the hardware is the first thing you get, and that is supplied by Amazon. And then in the documentation for the C920, you'll find a link to Logitech, and follow that link, download the software, and you'll have greater control over the camera. It's part of the package, but it's obviously, to keep it up to date, they actually supply it from the website. In fact, you'll find other utilities on the Logitech website, which will make things more interesting. Because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you look good on camera. And if you've got Logitech software, then you can actually do that. Now, the next step up from the C920 is the C922. But I leapt, when I did it, I leapt from the C920 to Logitech Brio. Logitech Brio is a 4K camera, so it's very high definition, it's capable of. We can't broadcast at 4K today. Well, we shouldn't be broadcasting at 1080 now on 4K. But it is the sort of, you get into the top of the Logitech range, and it does everything that you actually want it to, again with the additional software which you can download. But mine is sat on top of my monitor, it's pointing down at me, and it's just so simple to set up. It's USB plug and play. There are no settings to do unless you want to, and the software will enable you to pan in and out, to zoom up and just basically keep total control of the camera. It's the same software that's used by Logitech C920, but the Brio is my camera of choice. But you've mentioned how many cameras have you got today, Marco?
Just 3.
Right. Okay. Well, on my
Let me bring the 4th one. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, and this one, it's a camcorder. I bought it, I think maybe 12 years ago. Okay, and I bought an Elgato. Yes, let me change the scenes because it's ready to go. Okay, let me see. There you go. Okay, and I have my surveillance mode. Okay, that's this. It's not this one. Okay, let me see if it's this one. Okay, it's a little bit messy right now, like football player. Okay, I don't know what happened here. And to this let me put it. Yes, this one. Well, I bought this camcorder around, I think it was 12 years ago or something. Okay, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I can use this as a webcam as well. Okay, first I bought a cheap. Well, it's not a Camlink because Camlinks, they are from Elgato. It's a video capture card. Okay, and then I bought this lovely thing. Okay, let me see if I can show you here. Okay, this HD60S from Elgato as well. Okay, it's a very good video capture card. It captures up to 60 frames per second. I think it's 1080. Okay, but it allows me to change themes, and I think it's something important when we do our live shows. Okay, to have different angles and to show different perspectives, because it keeps it shows people our environment, kind of the backstages as well. Okay, so that's why I like to use this camera. And I have another one on my bucket list, another camera on my bucket list, the Sony Alpha A70 71100. Okay, this could be my next one. Okay, it's a little bit expensive camera, but it's very good. So should be something that I will bring soon to my to my studio as well.
Brilliant setup. It basically, let's go back to this. When you first start broadcasting, you use the camera that comes with your hardware, whether it's a Mac or a PC. You can use that camera to go live. You can use your mobile phone camera to go live. But as time goes on, you don't buy all the kit at one go, do you, Marco? You actually upgrade as you go along.
Absolutely, absolutely. I started with my cell phone, a OnePlus One. Okay, it was, and I'm not afraid of showing it when I do my trainings. Look, this is how I started. I will be very frustrated if you started today, your video will be as bad as this one. Okay, because today you have the tools to make it better. Okay, and why I don't recommend people to buy very expensive things, because at the first live video, if you spend too much money, your expectations will be rising also. Okay, so if things don't go as good as you think, as good as you expect to go, because I'm pretty sure that there's a big possibility that the first video you make won't be amazing. Okay, because it takes years, it takes practice to become to improve and to become at least good. Okay, so you have raised your expectations and you make a not so good show, you will get frustrated, and okay, you put everything aside. I don't want to do this anymore. I will start a blog. I will record a podcast. I don't want to go live anymore. So I think it's good to start with the gear you have, okay, and then start improving. I'm still doing that. Okay, I get I get a little bit of money. Let me see what do I need to improve now. Okay, a microphone. Let's do this. And then I also bought this mixer. Let me see if I can show you. Yes, I bought this mixer some days ago. Okay, and this video capture card, and that's how it is. Okay.
Yeah, improve as you go along, because if you spend thousands of dollars at the beginning, and as Marcus says, you don't like it, then you just wasted money. Whereas if you actually enjoy broadcasting, I mean, I enjoyed my first Amazon broadcast. I'm enjoying my second one. Now we've got going even more, and I will invest because I think that's the way things go. Gradually, you build up the quality of the equipment you're actually using. And as Marco said, if you've got 2 or 3 different camera angles you can show during a solo live broadcast, then you can make it more entertaining. And as Marco is using the C920 to do a definite hands-on experience, then that's a good idea too. I might, Chris and I looked at a stand, which is on Amazon, and that's this stand, okay, which probably won't show up on screen, but I'm going to use this with the mobile phone. Okay, and on Amazon as well, I've seen an iPad stand, which looks very interesting. So that's on my wish list too. I mean, basically, you want equipment which you buy the iPad and then you think, okay, I want to use the iPad on my live broadcasts, and why not? It's got a very good camera, probably better than the C920 and the Brio. So why not use them? But in order to use them, you need to be able to put them on a stand, and it doesn't. You need a stand which will take the weight of the iPad and its case. So I've got my own one of those, and over the next couple of days it will arrive. So my next broadcast, you will see at least 2 angles, or possibly 3. I can use the iPhone as well. Yeah. So this is where you've got your main camera, C920, 922 or Brio, and then you have a situation where you can use your iPhone camera or your Android camera or your iPad and bring those into the broadcast too. And everyone, as Marco's got his studio set up, everyone is showing a different angle or a different area of your workspace. So all good for that. Now, I know that we're broadcasting out in 720p. I'm not going to forget that ever again. But if you want to, if you want to up the quality of your live from the Logitech cameras, then your next logical step would be DLSR, Marco.
Yes, or mirrorless. I think it's even better to think about mirrorless, because usually they are improving really well the quality of the image. Okay, and but a DSLR camera it's a good option, or a camcorder, for instance. Okay, I had this camcorder, as I mentioned before, for 12 years ago. Okay, and you have a new follower. Okay, someone call it Harper Peterson. Allow me, please. There's something that I like to do when I have new followers on Amazon, and let me do this as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Harper. Much appreciated. I mean, basically, I'm just enjoying the journey, and it's great to have everybody involved and helping as part of a team effort. And the next person we need to help, just to shout out to Nick Wood, who is watching today. Nick, if you want any help, then just say. And you know, Marco and I, we'll go live drop of a hat. We don't have a
You,
problem
you
with it.
almost
Actually going live.
you almost know where we live.
Well, true. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn,
Amazon Live.
Amazon Live, and yeah, and I've got a window coming up on my screen, which I don't want, so I'm going to get rid of that. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is, because I've got the DSLR camera, and I did a blog post, a Belive blog post last December, and one of the cameras I highlighted in that and did research for was the Canon EOS 40,000 or EOS 4000D. And that's a good example of a quality DSLR camera, which you can actually use. You can link it into your studio, and all you need to do that, as was mentioned earlier, is to, I'm getting used to this, is to have a Camlink. And Camlink is a piece of hardware which goes between your camera and your PC or Mac, and it transfers the audio and video between the two, and it works seamlessly. It's plug and play, it's USB, and we know lots of people who are using Camlink with their DSLR cameras to actually go live, and you can go live anytime, anywhere, as Marco and I do. And we have a new visitor on Facebook. All right, okay, Guy, thank you for joining. And Guy's got a scoop. His lady is asking if he was going to have coffee. So I shall have a coffee after this broadcast, if not something a bit stiffer. But
Red Bull.
So the Camlink sits between your DSLR camera and your PC or Mac, and it's so simple and straightforward to use. The advantages, if you were going from OBS, or you're going from vMix, or if you're going from XSplit Broadcaster and you've got a DSLR camera, you're going to see the benefits straight away. Going live on Facebook, not so much. Live on YouTube, most definitely. Live on LinkedIn, quite possibly. But live to your website, you would see a world of difference. The clearest broadcast you can ever have is the one that goes live to your website. And I speak from experience. I've been broadcasting the website for the last 3 months, and it's a totally different experience, much like being on Amazon Live. So that's the Elgato camera. And the new thing I want to highlight, we have a team of people. We've got 2 teams of people, Marco and I, that we're members of. One is the Restream team, who broadcast every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK. Marco hosts the show 1 week. I host the next one. The show goes out live on Restream. We have 8, 9, or 10 people on screen. And the second team that we have is the live video production team. And that live video production team includes Lottie Hearn. Now, Lottie is just totally amazing. I mean, she's so knowledgeable, and she shares her knowledge openly, as she does in the book that's highlighted at the moment, which is Confidence on Camera. One of the things that you do want to have, excuse me a moment, Marco, when you go live, is you want to know that you're presenting your best self. Okay. The first thing about going live on camera is you can't be anybody else but yourself. If you try and act and if you see somebody else broadcasting, you think, I'll do that, you probably do it for about 5 minutes. If you want to broadcast for a full hour and you want it to be you, then you've got to be you. It's got to be totally you. You can't hide on camera. You can't hide on live video. Write a blog post. Nobody knows how you were feeling at the time. Go live on camera. People know more about you because it's visual. It's not just text. So you need confidence on camera. How do you get confidence on camera? Well, the simple answer to that one is the more you go live, the more confident you get. The closer to the camera you're willing to go in order to reach out to your viewers. When we start broadcasting and we're tiny. We're on the screen, but the screen is full of something else, and we're just there. But as you gain confidence, then you'll become, first of all, you will be dressed. I don't know whether I'm dressed correctly today, but you'll be dressed properly for being on screen. Your manner will be the same. What you won't be doing is waving your hands everywhere, because that doesn't work. What you need to be able to do is to sit quietly, okay, and then project your voice. Now, all of that is covered in Lottie Hearn's book. Lottie started on children's television in Hong Kong in the 90s, and in 2015 wrote the book that you can see highlighted at the moment. She's a very good friend, and she knows basically everything she's talking about. And I've been there when Lottie has been live on a live video production show, and the live video production show was about camera confidence. And one of Lottie's students actually volunteered to be on the broadcast, and they came on the broadcast. She came on the broadcast, and you could tell looking that her posture wasn't right. And during the course of 30 minutes, Lottie gave a masterclass in changing not only the attitude of the lady in question, but also how she appeared on screen. And it was amazing to see the transformation, to see, looking at the camera, what difference that makes when you actually look at the camera. You don't have to do it all the time, but if you're solo, you do need to be aware of the fact that the camera is there. And when you're looking at the camera, people see more of you and react. Well, people just react. So confidence on camera is very important. It is an acquired skill. You're not born confident to go on camera. We weren't born to go on camera. I mean, our mothers and fathers took photographs of us, but we knew nothing about it. But now you can get training on being confident on camera. You can take one of Lottie's courses. You can read Lottie's book. I've read Lottie's book. It's made a great change in the way that I am live on camera. So it's with pleasure I say that I can heartily recommend, because I've read it, Lottie's book. So do check it out. Do take a look. Okay, and now we're back to the two of us. Okay, because I just love Lottie, because we've got this great team of people who've got varying areas of expertise, and Lottie just, I mean, Lottie can organize us all. I mean, we only need 4 people on camera, and we know who's in charge.
Absolutely, taking notes and they're highlighting things. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm hosting, it's definitely not me. If you're hosting, it's not you. If Lottie's on screen, it's Lottie, and it's just brilliant to actually be part of a team in that way. Lottie is very helpful to everyone, and I know she's got an event coming up, and I will publicize it later in the week. Okay, now you mentioned earlier before we came on air, of course, going live from your desktop is wonderful. That's what we're doing today. But I'm now a convert. I didn't used to like going live on the mobile phone until I bought the gimbal that's highlighted at the moment. And that, well, I'll tell you this true story, 2 true stories. The first time I used this gimbal, we went to Stonehenge, and I had decided that the visitor centre is nearly, well, it's a kilometre away from Stonehenge itself. And you've got a choice. You can either go on a bus and ride to Stonehenge, or you can walk. Yeah. Now, I have to say that it was, we've got a saying in the UK, raining cats and dogs. And it was absolutely heaving down, but I was determined that I was going to walk from the visitor centre, the 1 kilometre to Stonehenge, because I got this new gimbal. It was out of the box. It was ready to use. I had my phone attached to it, my Android phone. So I actually set off walking towards Stonehenge, and for the next 30 minutes, I did a travelogue of my journey to Stonehenge, giving some of the history and pointing out some of the important areas. And basically, the thing about a video where you're actually on your gimbal and you're out and about is that hopefully you know where you're going, but people actually watching have no idea. Just like you've no idea what's going to happen next in this show. And basically, when you're actually walking to Stonehenge, you've got the gimbal, the phone is steady, you've got a lapel microphone plugged in so that people don't get distracted too much by the buses going past. And you can tell stories. This is what we're doing today, telling stories. You can tell stories and you can walk from A to B. And basically, I mean, this was the absolutely brilliant ending to the video, and why a lot of people actually stayed with it is we actually got to Stonehenge. We actually got to walk around Stonehenge. So live video with a gimbal is a totally different thing than live video where you hold the camera in your hand. Now, as you can see from the featured item down below, they are not expensive. And I got a gimbal in 2017, and I've got to say, I've used this new gimbal more than I use the old one because they're smaller, more compact, and they're so simple and easy to set up. You can download the software or not, and you can just go live. Now, I've got a piece of software which allows me to go live, and I can go live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all at the same time. And that's using that gimbal. I just press one button on the camera. I'm live everywhere, including my website. And that's what we did yesterday at the Courts Garden, where I just went live for 20 minutes. I had a party of 5 people with me. And I said to them, could you just excuse me for 15 minutes? And one of them, Satish held my rucksack. Angelica held the gimbal. Katie was holding the microphone, and then I put them all together, got my kit on and said, okay, I'll see you in 20 minutes, and just went off for a walk around the garden. And the thing is that you're actually being followed live by people. And so go get a gimbal is all I can say.
Absolutely. Yeah. For instance, there's just one challenge when you use a gimbal. It's the internet. Because, for instance, the other day I made I made a couple of shows using the gimbal, and the smoothness of the image was amazing. Okay, but there was some lack of coverage with the internet, and I got too much blurry image, and I say, oh my god. But it's and it's funny because the other day I made a live show using on Amazon, just on Amazon, okay, and I was using the gimbal, and then I needed to my cell phone was running out of battery, and I needed to plug it to the power bank, and because of the stand of the gimbal, I couldn't put it on the gimbal, okay, because there was no room to plug it to the power bank, to the cable, because, well, it's not the proper cable to use with this kind of devices. So I made half of the way not using the gimbal, carrying the cell phone on by the hand. And usually I have my gimbal in my carousel, and I show people, look, with the gimbal, without the gimbal. Any questions?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, and the thing is, and sometimes I do this. I tease people and I say, look, you can't even notice the difference, and you can notice for sure because I'm shaking so much when I'm holding the cell phone in the hand. And the other thing, and this could be a kind of funny. I don't know about you, Stephen, but you can share your thoughts on this as well in. If you want, okay, it's your channel.
Yeah.
It's up to you. When I hold the gimbal and I'm using the cell phone in the gimbal, I get less tired than when I grab the cell phone with my hand and I carry it that way.
Yeah, I totally agree. It does make life a lot easier because you can hold the gimbal in front of you, you can hold it that high, or you can hold it, depending on what you're doing, hold it lower. And you relax doing it. Whereas if you're holding a $700 camera in your hand, the last thing you want to do is to drop that camera. And that's why you grip it so tightly. Yeah. And the other thing is that when you're actually walking with a camera in your hand, you're definitely not looking where you're going. because you're concentrating on the camera and what the camera can see. With a gimbal, gimbal's in front of you. You can see everything that's going on in front of you. You can hear what's going on behind you, and you're in greater control. Yeah, you can still hear the traffic. You can still hear everything that's going on. So yeah, I mean, that's another reason. Safety is a gimbal, and also it's a lot less tiring, and you're not stressed. If you've got the $700 phone in your hand, you're afraid that it's going to slip, especially if it's raining, as it was at Stonehenge. If I'd had that camera in my hand, it would have fallen to the ground. When you put the camera in the gimbal, it's got no case on, but it's tightly held. Yeah,
absolutely.
You could, if you wanted, shake it and it wouldn't fall out. Don't suggest that you do shake the gimbal, but it is very, very sturdy. You put it in between the jaws, you back it up to the head, and one hint here: do put your camera in the gimbal the right way around. If you put the camera at the wrong end, then you won't be getting the best picture. If you put camera at the other end, then you actually get a picture. And that's the other thing. With the camera on the gimbal, you're not going to have your fingers or thumbs over the lens because it's too far away from you. I don't know how many times you've been out with a camera and you've been taking photographs, and you've taken the most fantastic photograph you've ever taken. And you look back at it when you get back home, and you look through it, and you've got a thumbprint bottom left-hand corner. It happens. You can't stop it happening. Yeah. So gimbals are great, and certainly help in terms of getting a good quality picture, because you can go out. Phones are better than our desktop cameras, and I'm just enjoying going out and about and actually photographing local National Trust properties. And basically, when you go somewhere and you're live, you're actually taking an audience with you on the journey, and the audience have no idea where you're going. Hopefully you do, but when you actually progress on your journey, then people are actually watching and seeing things for the first time. Now, your audience is not in the UK or Portugal. Your audience is global. So you're actually showing views of things which you enjoy going physically to see, to people around the globe who may not get the chance. I mean, we've all got a bucket list, but I'm pretty sure while Stonehenge is on there, on everybody's bucket list, I'm sure that the Courts Garden, Wiltshire, I mean, just true story. We went to the Courts Garden yesterday, and a couple who should remain nameless, who live 5 miles away from it, didn't know it was there. Yeah. So, so we're actually broadcasting for. The other thing we're doing, and this is important, is when you actually create a video and you're actually shooting somewhere, you're actually creating history, because you're photographing it at the time you saw it. Which means that 2 years from now, when you come across this video, it will remind you of the day. So that's on a personal level. And 10 years from now, when somebody says and looks at your video on YouTube and says, it's not like now, it's changed. Where did that go? Where did that go? Where did that go? You're actually documenting what you're seeing at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go and see if there's anything. I've got one thing that I do want to show, because you mentioned it earlier, and I've got to admit, this had not come on my radar.
Well, we have a question here from Chris.
Yeah.
She's asking, how did you protect the camera and the gimbal from the heavy rain?
Right, I was wearing a big jacket. This is true. I was wearing a big jacket, and the jacket was over the top of the camera itself, but it didn't show in the picture. It was very fortunate. Modern day cameras, fingers crossed, modern day cameras are pretty waterproof, and the odd drop of rain won't do any harm. I can attest to that, because it was, as I say, it was raining heavily when we went to Stonehenge. You can get a case for your camera. which is probably the best way to do it. But I was so motivated to actually walk from, I'm on to my first video to be memorable, walking from the visitor centre to Stonehenge. So I threw all caution to the wind and just did it, and it worked okay. I did say that if the rain got harder whilst I was walking there, then I would stop, but I just carried on. Right, something you mentioned earlier, which intrigues me. Now, I've got a list. I do a lot of lists. I've got a list, and suddenly this Sigma FP mirrorless camera appeared on the list. Now, I didn't put it on the list. Okay, so I don't know anything about the camera, but I do know it's mirrorless. What are the advantages of having a mirrorless camera costing $2,236 approximately?
Wow. It's the first time I see this
Yeah.
this camera. Okay, but mirrorless. One of the things is that you get a better image because, for instance, they as far as don't have the mirror. Okay, they don't need to open the mirror, and it's wide open field. Okay, and also the image, how can I say it? The lens, it's closer to the sensor.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Yeah.
allows you also a better field of, I don't know, let me see if I can say it.
Field of vision?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing, for instance, when you want to get that blurry effect, and this is most of the times it's made with camera, just camera, no software included. You should have this. I think it's 16 millimeters. 16 millimeters lenses.
Yeah.
Okay, which allows you to because they focus on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's behind you will be kind of blurry. Okay, and this I'm willing to have this effect as well on my shows. Okay, and so mirrorless camera, they are the future. They are the present and they are the future.
Yeah.
Okay, they have better, usually better image. They have this thing that you get the lens closer to the sensor, which gives you more control over the camera as well. Okay, and so I think it's a best it's a good option. Okay, and they are really affordable as well. Okay,
so I chose, whoever posted that into my list is promoting a high-end camera.
yes. For instance, you have the Sony Alpha A 5100, and it's a very affordable camera. But something I want to highlight, besides, if you want to use a DSLR camera, a mirrorless camera, or a camcorder as a webcam, and you could think about it because they have really good image. Besides a capture card, video capture card, you need also a dummy battery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why? Because for instance, let me show my
Okay,
camera.
yeah, I'll put you full screen.
Because the problem is, okay, let me. This is connected. I'm not using a battery. I'm using the AC/DC power source. Okay. Also, the DSLR camera, it's the same. Okay, let me see. As you can see there.
Yeah.
It's underneath. It's a cable with a dummy battery. Okay, it's the same shape of a normal battery, but it's not. Okay, and you can plug this to the energy, and then can use the DSLR camera without any fear of getting out out of battery. Okay, so
Yeah.
something you should have in mind as well when you want to use your DSLR or mirrorless or camcorder. Usually camcorders they have this power source, but DSLR and mirrorless, usually not. So you
Yeah.
need to buy. But it's really affordable. It's around, I
It,
don't know,
it,
maybe $50 or even less.
it will. One will be in my next carousel, and I've no doubt one will be in Marco's next carousel too. Um, yeah, we're talking to Nick earlier, and he's got all sorts of ideas for actually coming live on Amazon Live. And we've got a team of us. There's Marco, who's leading, and Brigetti, who's been broadcasting for months, and we're following in their footsteps. And we've joined the group on Facebook, which is more than helpful, and is made up of people who've been doing this, who do this for a living. And we're learning all the time. There's always something new to learn, isn't there, Marco?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's something. Well, the very first, the very day, the day that you think that you already know everything, it's the very first day that you will start improving and learning, and that's the point. And the good thing about the Facebook group, well, there's so many things good about the group, but it's that, for instance, if we see people like me and Steve, like Steven and me, like we are doing broadcasts for more than 1,000 years, 20
Yeah,
centuries or something.
yeah, a long time.
But
Since
we find as well people that they just started live streaming when they got to Amazon Live. So it's good to understand how they do things, to learn from person A, from person B, to see how they set things, how they interact with people, how they generate interaction and everything. Because this Amazon Live has too many things to do. Because besides the normal things, go live, stop live, and everything, you have to choose what you want to bring to the carousel, how to interact. It's a different monster. Okay.
it is, but it will be tamed. I mean, I've learned three definite things today. Always start the broadcast in 720p. So refresh your BeLive Studio, click the 720p, 1080p off, make sure that's working. Second, make sure that your iPad is fully charged, and mine is. And I've learned today how to operate the carousel. I've learned so many things today. I really am having an amazing experience. And say hello to
Carinder, Mr.
Corinda.
Carinder.
And it's nice to see you, Corinda. And we did wonder, and it's nice to see you. And we go over to Corinda again. I thought it was you and Fonz.
I'm kind of Fonz today.
Right. Okay. During July, there's been a change. Well, there's been a major change, Corinda. With going on Amazon Live is one of the three things that I'm concentrating on throughout July. And that means that something has to give. And the give is that Fonz and I won't be going live in July. It gives a nice break. You can't broadcast the same sort of show 52 weeks a year. You need a break from time to time.
Absolutely.
So especially seeing in 2 weeks' time, we'll be able to go out and about in the sunshine and enjoy ourselves. So Fonz and I will be back in August. The other thing is, of course, that working for BeLive, I want to promote BeLive, and we're on BeLive today. And it's quite possibly, or what's the Heineken motto? Quite probably the best live streaming studio in the world. But the third thing is, and this has come about in the last couple of weeks, I've been broadcasting with Fraser Hay. Now, Fraser and I have been friends since 2005. And Fraser and I wrote a book in 2016. And that book was all about live broadcasting. And in those days, if you're going to live broadcast, you went live on Blab or Huzza or Smile Time, all names from the past from 2016. They've all now sadly disappeared. BeLive has appeared. So I'm writing a new book with Fraser, which at the moment is entitled Book 2, because we've had a first book, so this must be Book 2. and it will be all about live broadcasting. It will be about content distribution networks, and also about broadcasting to your website. So all that is upcoming, and I concentrated on those three things throughout July. So Be Live, Amazon, and the book, or book 2 as it's now called. So I've got my hands full. So it's a change, Corinda, and over to Corinda again, and I just need to use the mouse. I was trying to touch the screen then, and Corinda is saying, Marco, don't worry, I haven't blocked you. I made a new one because I made a mess and everyone else here. Right, okay. We could all do this. We could all make a mess of our Facebook pages occasionally. If you get whilst we're here, if you get a friend request on Facebook from Corinda, and we know Corinda's Corinda Singh, if you get a friend request on Facebook for Corinda Marley, it is the real Corinda. He's on a different page, a page that you can actually connect with him, and please do. Okay. It's very difficult. I mean, the default assumption, and I'm going to be careful with my words here, default assumption is if your Facebook profile disappears, it's for a particular reason, not that you've taken it down. 99 times out of 100, it would be the other reason, but in this particular case, it's because Corinda has got a different page and saying yes and agreeing. That's good. Okay. Right, so this has been, I'm bringing the image up now. This is Lights, Camera, Action with myself and Marco. You're actually doing an unboxing. What time is your unboxing?
It will be in 40 minutes.
Right, okay.
6 p.m.
So if we go for another 5 or so, would that be okay?
Absolutely, yes.
All right, okay, thank you. Much appreciated. Well, the most valuable thing that we can share is time, and I'm grateful that you've come on the show today and not only shown us your studio and all the cameras, but actually shared your stories and advice about going live on Amazon, which is priceless, and advice about live streaming, which is also priceless. And the thing is that the live streaming arena is full of people who will actually leap out and help you. And I'm going to get a comment through here. All right, there will be no quiz today, Corinda. We're not broadcasting in July. So I might do a quiz on Friday. Yeah, but there'll be no quiz today. Yes, I mean, it is very difficult because when we go live at regular times, it's like being part of a television schedule. Yeah, and when we suddenly go off air, I'm going to comment in. Can we do? No, that's a good question. As well as being live on Facebook, Corinda, we're actually live on Amazon as well. And whilst I'm will try the quiz on Amazon at some point, today is very special because today, hopefully, has got me through the first stage of being on Amazon Live, which is to stream for 90 minutes. I'm just adding 10 minutes onto that just to make sure. So, whatever happens, I know I actually did the requisite time. So Corinda, there will be Trivia Plazas in the future. There'll definitely be Trivia Plazas in August, which is where we get our pop quiz from. But there won't be any, unless I do them on Friday, there won't be any as far as the Fonz show is concerned. As I say, we all need a break at times, and I've got my 3 targets for this month, which I want to hit. And writing the book is, well, all 3 of them are a full-time job. So I've got to fit them all together in some way. Just a notification, I'm live in the Belivers group tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK. And we'll be talking, amongst other things, about Amazon and also talking about the top features of Belive. And there's been a poll in Belivers about it. And I'm going to tell you what my top features are as well. So it should be an interesting show. Right. Now, have I done anything during the last 65 minutes, apart from at the beginning, that I shouldn't have done? Right. Okay. I'm trying to stay totally, because when something is new, what you don't want to do is inadvertently break any rules. Yeah. So I've kept it totally on the Amazon experience most of the time. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. You should. It's something that it's important to not break the rules. Okay, because this is a very good platform, and so you don't want to mess with this.
No, I'm happy to be here, and I plan to stay here for a long time. And I'm just here to actually share expertise and to listen to people and to get to know people and to make new friends on Amazon and just enjoy live broadcasting. You know, we've got a tradition when Marco and I broadcast together. I open the broadcast. Now, I open the broadcast 3 times today, but Marco only has to close the broadcast once. Marco, over to you.
Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. This was very good to be here on Amazon again because it's an amazing platform. I will be online in a couple of in 30 minutes or something to talk about to unbox this pretty thing, and hopefully I will try it while I go live. Okay, because this is one of the most amazing microphones in the market. Okay, just arrived this morning, and I'm gonna show you how it works, and also I'm gonna recommend other things to use. I'm very easy to find, marketing.live, just that, and you will find me, and you can tune in and talk a little bit with me. And
Cool.
next Wednesday we will be back as well.
Oh, true. The team will be back. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really enjoyed this. Marco, amazing. Thank you. You're my mentor in this, and I do appreciate the help and assistance you're giving. We'll see you live later in the week. And Marco is with us in 36 minutes. So I'll be watching. Hope you're watching too. Goodbye for now.